abusunya man mo bibia akwaba enfamla GH Cobby TV so ye share se bia na ensemo a ekoso ene ye di bi esombo me se na first time na wa subscribe to your channel no se ni update bia nso eba onso obenya bi ati na wa share videos ato other platforms so se ni afofo nso ebenya bi ati abusunya enda mluka se die national security for age lemu a ECG phone container ya ejela yi omotumi akwakochi Chinese for a omoye involved over 13 people a yotumi achi omo sesi amana ukasai na yenkotie senior report no ACT before no Kevin Taylor ono so waka sembi afa container yi sensemi e baye yentie Kevin Taylor de waka yi a ebeka kotie every national security for SI.
We followed that intel and got to this particular company located in Shire Hills. And we realized that several of these ECG cables have been cut into pieces and then melted into liquid form, molded into round aluminum bars, and then some in powdered form, which they export at very expensive prices. Now, apart from the one that we melt and sell, we also have some stock in this particular warehouse, where the quantity you see here are from so many containers that we have been looking for all this while. We have found these cables here, which was actually sold to them with the connivance of some Ghanaians that we are gathering intelligence to arrest. But so far, on arrival here, we have been able to pick 8 Chinese suspects and then 1 Ghanaian, who is a manager. But the owner of the company, I would prefer to keep the name for now. Is on the run, but a team is on one hand for him, and we are sure very soon he will also be arrested.
Who is this owner and what's his nationality?
The owner is a Chinese. The owner is a Chinese, and the company is known as Ponlock Company Limited. They are solely into scrap materials. That's the aluminium scrap material. They buy and mold into food product and export.
Okay.
Has so far been picked up over the missing containers. The suspect claims they were sold to him last year. Now, and the government initiated serious investigations. Now, yachi India ni nanya India ni kwa na chino yasachi other Chinese. Now, you know the funny thing, containers no NPP for no containers na nom dia Chinese in India for no na cables no wo mu no o man nane no. Enti it becomes so difficult to track even the content of the container. It is 1,500 and 1,300. What they were doing over time, and they say at ECG, on their system, they have their 3,000 containers at the port. You will see, say, by the time you come to the port, realistically, they don't have 3,000 containers. They have taken the containers, given it out, and on the system at ECG, it reached 3,000. It is, oh yeah. Onya smart now almost system so now so we have 3,000 containers stacked, but when you go to ECG and you go to check for yourself the real numbers on the ground you will see say 1,500 or 1,300 have been stolen and no NSC. Now the minister were initiating investigations. They are on the ground and they are searching. Now today in Kwama Chinipa almost 30. What is happening? They say, Yachi India Nibi Wajatum or see the containers, about 40 of them, they were sold to him last year. Now, another 22 Chinese, they have been arrested. They are saying, yes, it is the ministry of Ekufuado, MPP Fono. They moved the containers and give to. Let's listen to the minister and the Ogranti interview.
The most important one has to do with the whereabouts of those containers.
Indeed.
The briefing I got this morning, and let me comment the national security operatives and the law enforcement agencies. The information I got this morning is that already they've traced about 40 of them to a particular terminal or warehouse in Pung, which belongs to an Indian man of extraction, and they've confiscated all the 40 copies, and they are moving them to a secured location. The man indicates that those containers were sold to him last year, and so that's a subject of a matter of investigation. and the law enforcement agencies would ensure that the law takes its course. There are also reports of some other areas that they are picking intelligence. They will trace all of them, retrieve all the containers as soon as possible, and put the perpetrators before the courts of competent jurisdiction. Let me just sound that when we start prosecuting these people, let nobody come to say we are witch hunting. These are properties of the states. Every legitimate and legal means to ensure that we retrieve them and to hold all those behind these acts to account. And so we'll continue to work hard.
So that's the minister. Thank you, Mr. S, for reminding me. It's exactly 10 p.m. in Ghana. My finish story way. It wasn't just the Indian and then through the security agencies, normal arrest. They also arrested some Chinese. You can see 8 Chinese Ghanaian arrested over missing ECG containers. We know for a fact to say the NPP, they sold these containers and that they were quick to go to market. Oh, and these are containers. They know what is coming. They know. Yachi Indian, Yachi Chinese for they are getting close to about 30 or over people who have been arrested, and they are going to lead us to Napo. They are going to lead us to Napo because Napo was the energy minister. How these people got access to the containers? So what these people do, they say, containers what they do is the custom officers be a committee bomu and containers in. But when it comes to ECG under Napo on the system, it is 3,000. Into beko airport wono na omo betwe containers no ko what they do is say omo yi wires na wo ni nyina na wires no eya na rubber wo ho into omo yi rubber na akakopa no manane omo wi anom the container na back. This time they were not fortunate and our buying sign